All right, we should be live now.
Let's take a look.
All right, so we're going to just put up our stream curtain for a minute, and if you guys have questions or would like some feedback, that sort of thing, please ask us, and we'll put this up if we want, or if you want to talk to us, and we can get you on the chat. Currently, we are on our own personal Discord, the WAYPN Discord, which you can join for up to $2. And there we go. We've got the link. Let's get to it. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the Weekly WAYPN. I'm Cal.
Now I'm Sunny.
All right. Shall we get right to it, Sunny?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to get right to it. You want to know why? I'm giving people the link.
Giving people the link. Well, I guess I could read. I'm not sure if we've done Kriegsman one.
No, we're gonna move on from that one because I think you wanted to take better pictures, and then we're going to move on to someone who doesn't love us.
Does not love us. Who is it? Stefan.
All right, so
Okay.
let's take a look at this beautiful artwork, but
By Mr. Genuine Vision.
Januan.
Let's see. Just put some tags in the box. There's not even a comment for himself.
Yeah, but you were saying about how you love the red update.
Yeah, because like it started off so green in the original post, and it's just I was just waiting for this. Like it's just such a huge difference once you just add on the red. It just completely transforms the look.
All right, so it's just a work in progress, but I always love looking at Genuine Vision / Steven's work because he truly does have the WAYPN spirit, because with this, you get to feel just how much effort goes into these things. Oh,
yeah, because like take a look at how the textures look so realistic. Pores in the nose, in the face. It's just expected. I think one of our members also responded like, it's like he's blinking right at you.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. I really like it. But it's time for us to move on. And who do we have next?
Next we have Jack Brown.
Not Jack Black.
Apparently.
Not
Jack Red either. Yes.
He's a combination of the two.
Howdy, all. Joined the group after finding the YouTube channel. Finished this guide today. I did bump highlights on the meals after these photos.
The meals?
Yeah. Oh, metals.
Oh,
sorry. Yes, edit to add that the target is tabletop.
Yep.
This is my backup character in case my paladin bites in the monthly D&D game.
Yeah, bites it in the monthly D&D. So, okay, first off, for tabletop, this is absolutely fantastic. I really like the way that he's done the basing. If you guys know anything about WAYPN, that's my focus. I love looking at the basing, guys.
Oh my god, did he use bean sprouts?
It does look like bean sprouts, doesn't it?
Gosh.
That's what I thought too. I was looking at that and I'm just like, is that bean sprouts?
But if it is bean sprout, it might be a bit dangerous because it'll wilt.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know what it is that he's used, but it looks absolutely fantastic.
It's so interesting.
Actually, you know what? Can you just ask a question on the WAYPN and say, what flock did you use? It looks like bean sprouts.
What?
So I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I love the textures. I love the cracking. I think all of that looks great. I think if this is your tabletop, you got to be really proud of yourself, because if this is tabletop, you've got a lot of detail in. The highlights are good, you know. Here's the thing. I think this isn't far away from character level, but I can understand why he says tabletop, because the highlights are quite bold. And see, this, I think he's really hit his goals, because we take a look at the cowl, we take a look at the tabard here, right? And the highlights are very quick and dirty. They're quite bold, but that will really pick up when you're far away from the model. So I think this looks great.
I think the only critique I would have is in the colors. Maybe the face could have a little bit more warmth to it, because I think somehow...
But it's a mage. Mages are always locked away in towers.
Oh, I
you know,
see.
like, I mean, that is a thing, right?
Yeah, just something about the color combination just doesn't quite feel right. I think it could be the shawl. The shawl, if he pushed the yellows into it, like more chartreuse color, it might actually feel a bit more like
I think like
blend.
besides the orb, almost everything is quite natural and muted on this. I think that's what he's going for. And if that is what he's going for, he hit it. Like, this is the thing. If he's going for tabletop, he's hit exactly everything that he wants to hit on this. All right, I think we should move on.
Oh, look, it's Cass. Old Man Cass.
Old Man Cass.
Yes. Why
as opposed to Old Man Logan.
Who's that?
That's a comic/movie.
Oh, I don't know about. I never heard of it. Anyhow, why are they so small? Only 18 more Brood Brothers to go. They do look puny.
Yeah, so these are the familiars. So they will go around and they'll help the Patriarch or the Magus, or I'm trying to remember. There's another leader type character that they'll aid.
And Magus-Zek.
No, this is not. That's just the wrong star.
This is the wrong star.
It's not even Star Wars. It's not. It's not
got star in it. Got star in it.
It's Warhammer. It's got a war.
War Star.
War Star. Yes, that's our next channel, War Star.
Oh my god.
But yeah, no, I think that. Oh, actually, take a look at this guy. He's come up really well, but I feel like that the basing is really off compared to everything.
I think we've commented on that last time about the basing.
Oh, did we?
Actually.
I think we did. You know what? You're right.
About the basing.
But yeah, I think you're right on this. I think we've commented on these ones before.
Maybe not these, but I remember talking about the one,
the
that
basing.
Big one.
Yeah. Well, I think that, you know, he is absolutely smashing through them. He doesn't say as much on the post, which he should, but he says that he aims tabletop just to get them out there. And
I think it's tabletop quality for sure.
Yeah, no, and he's getting them out there and he's getting them done quite quickly, which I think is really good. So let us move on to, who do we have next?
Still Old Man Cass.
Yes, but this is actually his daughter, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
one of the kids got to have a bit of time on a friend's airbrush. Just needs some brush time to finish him off.
Yeah, no, and I'll admit that was me. So I helped her with understanding, you know, how to do chipping, how to do xenothol, all of this sort of thing. And currently, you know, it's just at the base stages, and we put a lot of effort into just making sure that she understood the concepts, and I think it's come along really nicely. What I'm really hoping to see, is some more stuff done when I see her next, and hopefully, you know,
like I want to see how the eyes and the jetpack are done.
Yeah.
With models that are so big, you can really go ham with the details. She might not feel like she could do more detail, but like, you know, try it.
Yeah, exactly. And Diego also showed his one.
I actually like Diego's one in the sense the color.
The color is
more spot on to the Dark Angels.
Well, I think
that looks black. Actually.
Yeah, it does look quite dark black. But do remember that was our base. So if she washes over it, it can go a lot higher.
It can dullen and darken the color. And
all right, let us move on to our next one.
Is Cal Benoni.
The real Cal, as he would say. The
real Cal. Those pesky jungle goblins all together.
Yep, so, and this is one of the really good things about WAYPN. Like, you see all of the stages that people go through. And what he's doing here is he's just assembling the models. And remember, any progress with your hobby is good progress, because if you've got a hobby goal, it doesn't get there once you've done the final highlight. It gets there in stages. This is a stage. It's okay to do this and feel proud of that, and then move on to the next thing. But you've always got to move on to the next thing.
Yeah. Don't stagnate.
Mm-hmm.
Then we've got you.
Oh yeah, so let's make Warhammer accessible again. Well, this was one of our first ones which wasn't about painting, it was about gameplay. And we were talking about how the game could be made more accessible.
Yeah.
So we talked about how we there's a lot we get into, so we're not going to get into it here. We're just going to say, if you are interested in the idea of making Warhammer more accessible, please check it out.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we got more from Jack Brown.
Look at Jack Brown. Today's whip.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the black will be metal. Plan to highlight the leather a little, finish the hair, get the cloak liner a little closer to white, and punch up the red on the cloak a bit more. Then varnish, add the metals. Thoughts? I really love the.
Oh
like
yeah,
velvet.
no, that's what I thought too.
It looks like red velvet, man.
Yeah, it is so rich. I love the richness of this cloak.
Just how he has done the shadows. It feels so expertly done. I wonder if it is like a wash and then you try to fade it out a bit, or if he did that with like face paints.
I think it's done manually. Looking at it, I believe that it's done manually because like you don't see any pooling or anything like that.
Yeah.
And you don't see any darkened areas. Maybe up here he did, or maybe he started with a much darker base color, did a wash, and then has just been highlighting up. But you know, one thing that I want to point out is we're missing one of the best angles. One of the best angles would actually be her on her side, in between the cloak and here, and you'd have such a shift in color vibrancy because you've got these heels and chartreuse against the red of the cloak. So just imagine her on her side. That would be a great angle for it. But as far as whips go, you know, absolutely smashing it. I think it's looking great.
Really great.
Yeah, I'm very impressed, especially if he's aiming for tabletop again. I think his tabletop's a bit higher than a lot of people's. All right, so next up we have.
Ooh, this I think it's Parsky.
I have no idea how to say it.
It's got a out.
All right, would you like to read out his post?
Hi, I'm looking for color advice. I'm painting Company of Misery, half black, half red armor, gunmetal trim, green eye sockets, AKs, vampire flesh horns, and I have no idea what colors to pick for demonic mutations on Possessed. That I'm going to kit bash from trash and green stuff. I've watched many times video about color theory, and I think I kind of understand the basic level, but still I have no idea how to pick colors in color scheme. Advice would helpful. Yes, chaos undivided.
Okay, so with this right here, as far as I'd say, he's got one of the things I wanted to comment on is just a great brush control because look at that black fire that he's free-handed.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely amazing. But when it comes to color, essentially you have an analogous color scheme because it's almost all red, right? And like you've got that spot of green, but just almost ignore that. So here is what I would be doing for your mutations. I'd probably be taking a look at pinks and purples, so it remains within that color scheme, but Sunny might disagree. What do you think, Sunny?
I think you can go for the complementary scheme and follow through with the green mutations with it'll fit really well with this shade of red because it's such a bright and nice hot red color. I feel like if he goes for those like chartreuse green, like yellow greens, it will really pop.
Yeah, it would pop, but do you think it'd be a bit too much?
It's chaos.
It is.
Nothing is too much for chaos.
We'll see. Like, I feel like it would really clash with this color scheme. What I would probably like, if you were going into greens, is maybe think about like Death Guard green. You know, those more
a bit more muted
green.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think purples and pinks are great because it'll be analogous.
Yeah.
But it really depends on the kind of mutations you're going to do as well. But that would probably be our advice when it comes to colors. I think these guys are looking absolutely fantastic. I think you're putting in a tremendous amount of work into them, and I think they're going to look amazing. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this project goes on.
You could use like a pinky flesh tones and then put like.
Can you just tell him, just comment on his post and just say, first give the link. Yeah, and say that the advice comes in at about, what is this? I think we're at we're at 15 minutes, so I think that'll be about at 10 minutes. So yeah, I think that's where we should leave off for this one.
Okay.
All right. Next up, we have.
Yeah. Hello. Thank you for having me. Here is a picture of my last conversion. Original Abaddon mixed with a Dreadnought using much of Abbey. My painting sucks, but my conversions are my special.
Well, conversion wise, it's got a lot of character to it. I think that the cloak could use some more flow because it's a bit stiff in certain areas.
I do wonder what was used.
I think it's probably green stuff, like it's shaped. So I think like the shaping of the cloak around there is good. And when it comes to painting, don't worry. Like the thing is, you will grow. You just have to do more and more of it, and that's the ugly truth of it. You'll get better the more you do of it. So don't worry if your painting's off now. Just recognize that, all right, what do I have to work on next? What's my next thing?
Yeah.
So the thing that we would recommend is, based off how thick some of the paint is, I'd probably recommend Brushstrokes Guide on How to Thin Your Paints. Yeah, and go from there, see how you do, and we're going to look forward to seeing what your next project is. I think that the conversion is very interesting. I think it's got a great silhouette, but I think I really want to see where you progress in the future because, look, we all start somewhere. Don't give yourself a hard time just because you're not the best at the start.
Yeah.
I wasn't the best at the start either.
Okay, now we've got Larry has a flu.
Larry has a flu?
Finally happy with the look of these. I'm sure it can be improved. Oh, Naylan, hello. Hello, my antipodian paint. Hello. What's an antipodian?
Because we are essentially backwards because we're on the bottom of the earth instead of the top.
Oh, right. La 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 la. As good hive hands. No, I've missed. I'm sure it can be improved, but I have a bunch of these as any good hive has. Now the things to work on went over the highlight areas with a gunmetal AK weathering pencil to get that metallic/silicone look. Also tried a few different exposures to see what the photo would be like.
Yeah, I've been noticing that.
First two are 1 out of 45. Next is 1 out of 20, 150. And last, my usual 190, all at ISO 100. Any preferences as to which exposure?
So I'm going to say...
So is he going for like a gloss black?
Yeah, I think that's the one he's going for.
Yeah, the second picture, right?
Yeah, hold up. So I'm not sure which is. So this is the one that I've said is best. When they're facing the other one. Hello, Penguin.
Hey, Penguin.
This is Alan. But yeah, the thing is, I'm tempted to say put a satin wash on them, but I think that would defeat the purpose.
Yeah, because the whole point, she's a very shiny queen.
Yeah, no. But like what I'm saying is, he's trying to achieve that satin look or that sheen without the use of a varnish. And I think it's come up a long way, but when I take a look at some of the exposures, like I take a look at this one, it's very hard to tell how it's coming off. But yeah, see, aliens are one of the hardest ones to judge because okay, do you just paint them black, do a grey dry brush, or in his case, using the pencil, and then just slap a wash on it,
Mm.
or do you really, really try and go ham and manually put in all of those highlights?
Because usually wash will create that sort of.
Well, depending on the wash, yeah. But
Yeah.
I think he's done really well, but I don't want to give a comment either way on these guys because I feel like it's I don't want to give the wrong advice, and I feel like he's put a lot of effort into these, and they certainly come off as what they are, the aliens.
Well, Nick, what do you think? What do you think? 'Cause, like, you're the Ellen of the group. Maybe you can tell us what Naylan is, Nick.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe you can give us some advice on what he should do.
Mm-hmm. All right. In the meantime, I'm going to read out my boring Member Monday post and see how many mistakes I made during it.
Well, Nick has responded. Xenomorphs are super tricky, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's not wrong. It's Member Monday. # Member Monday. So what makes a digital place? There's a lot of things that make people different in the physical world. Weather, climate, terrain. Well, a digital place is the opposite. It's shaped by its people. I'm proud of the place that this is because of the people who are here. Sunny and I can only be here so often. So it is you who decides what this place is. And thus far, this place has been a place that has welcomed anyone and everyone. Because here, we are hobbyists above everything else. That said, let us welcome our new members. I think something happened with Theo because he's no longer there.
The Homecraft Craig. Yes, he that happens a lot of the times with the tags. I've had that issue in the past too.
I think maybe his account is no longer active. Yeah, because
I've had this problem before. Like when we were doing these, like way back when, some of the names were not tagged.
I don't know. Anyway, so next up we've got
Jonathan Sutton must be the brother of Joe R. Sutton.
Perhaps.
Some minis I'm working on: ranger, elephant, rhino, crocodile, all resin printed. Nice.
Well, the only thing that I have to say on these ones that are bad for the natural animals is like I feel like their sizes are off because I take a look at that elephant next to this guy and I'm just
it's
like
just like this
a very small elephant. Maybe it's an Asian elephant.
Well, Asian elephant is still taller than much taller.
Yeah, but not that much taller. But yeah, the only thing that I would say is like if he's going for tabletop with these, just add something beyond gravel with these things because like just gravel doesn't look that great.
Yeah, and it doesn't really give the feeling of where these animals will be. So like if you want to create the look of the bank a crocodile would you might want to add a little bit of what is it that you use snow and PVA to create like a bit of foaming of the wall.
Yeah.
Something along like some reeds will really.
Yeah. Just add something extra. But yeah, I think it's all fine for tabletop. It does its job.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's nothing wrong with any of this. But yeah, I think it is what it is. It's done its job.
Yeah. I do think that he could do maybe a little bit of a wash. Wrinkles get wrinkly.
Yeah, but I think I think rather than a wash, a dry brush because I think he wants that lighter look. But yeah, we will move on.
Oh, it's Ellen.
Yeah, Ellen.
Just ticking along on this, doing a bit of work on the non-metallic metal. At first, I was going to do steel, but I don't think this guy is very far along. I'll be doing it all as bronze now.
Yeah, and since he said bronze, like that was like going to be my only thing. Because this does read as bronze, not as gold.
Yeah, very much bronze.
So that's one of my faults when it comes to doing gold. Like I'll often do it a bit too dark and it'll come off as brass or as bronze instead of
because
as gold.
it's
But
majority like of the darker gold, and then
well, it's not about the darker gold. It's about that there's almost no yellow. That like gold has a lot of yellow in it, or at least shining gold, I should say. There's different types of gold, but I think that's good. While we've got you on the horn, what did you think about the feedback about doing under the arm area around here?
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about. And what did you also think about of adding the bronze gold without the yellow? Essentially, yes. And what did you think about the blue shadowing instead of just a straight
Gray?
Yeah, or black even some parts.
100% agree on the underarm and foot working on.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah, no, because obviously we want to tailor our feedback to each person. As you saw, we were a lot lighter with the last person than we are with you because obviously you're trying for a higher level of standard. But I think that's about all.
I really like the carrots.
Someone has messaged, so I'm going to put up the
screensaver.
Yes, the screensaver. Go, and I will see message. It's all right. It was just a thumbs up to the things I said.
Okie dokes.
All right, we will go right back to it. All right, so.
What is it?
Oh, it's me. Okay, guys. So, this one's been kind of kicking off, which is GW needs to start stealing again. Basically, in this one, all we're talking about is how there's some things out there which we think that Games Workshop could be inspired by, shall we say. And one of the things we talked about was Dark Souls and the Heroic Undead. But we're not going to talk about that too much. People have really been enjoying this, so we hope you enjoy it too. All right, next up.
We got Jams. Having some fun painting both the hero and zombie hero versions from the Marvel Zombies board game. Continue to watch them transform into wonderful looking mini for free at WAYPN. More plugs.
Yes.
More plugs. Yes.
So,
Nick says, haha, the old GW inspiration. Yoink.
Yeah. It looks like he's like with this one it's Mysterio.
Oh, Mysterio.
It looks like with this one it's an exposed brain.
The brain.
Just a brain. Yeah, but it's.
How can you be? Is that the zombie version of it?
Yeah, I think that's the zombie version.
Oh my god! Can you like? That's very dangerous. You know, a zombie with a full brain. Oh no!
That's all they want.
They just want.
Right. All right.
There's a zombie on your lawn. Sunflower. That's the song.
Yes, it's a good song, but
yes.
we will move on from here.
I do like only brain. I like the use of. I guess he's used the Vallejo fluoro.
Yeah, the Vallejo fluoros to get it off, but
yeah,
it's time for you to read.
Me?
So, guys, you can give Sunny a hard time.
Yeah, give me
this.
a hard time. Whip Wednesday. Here are 2 Bushido models. One was completed on stream, and the other was started on stream. That we did last week. Had a really fun motivational time talking to some of our members who have joined our group recently as we worked on these guys. These are meant to be character level for a community, mostly done with contrast and base paints. Raven. Oh my god, yes, I don't want no zombies on my lawn. Great song.
Yeah. So, guys, let us know what you
share
think
your critique
of Sunny's work here.
My Bushido samurai dude.
I tell you what, the faces just come up.
Yeah, unintentional brooding. I like the eyebrows turned out good. I think that really added expression.
Well, like it does look like a real face here.
It does look like a real face.
Yeah, I think you've done really well with it. But more than that, like he looks like a she so much. He really does. Like
You
he's a
think?
very feminine
I feel
guy.
like the expression doesn't too angry to be.
But yes, people asked about the freehand, so Sunny's done an update to show the freehand. But let us know what you think, and we will move on in the meantime because Sunny doesn't deserve praise. All right, so next up we have.
Oh no. No.
Another person who
It's
doesn't deserve praise.
Alan. Oh yes. Nick says the face looks great. Definitely looks like an attractive woman. But yeah, it's actually a samurai dude.
A samurai duda.
Yeah, they're all dudes.
Duda.
They're all dudes.
That's what you said, a duda.
Did I say duda? Anyway, Whip Wednesday, so many parts. Also, note the roll cage is only base coated, so end result will be much more muted. It's a very shiny looking egg he's got there.
Yes, it is a very shiny looking egg he's got there.
I love the bronze. What is this bronze?
This one?
Oh, the piping. Is it a copper?
Oh, the piping.
Is it a copper?
I
don't know.
Yeah, I guess you could call it a copper. Got a bit of red in it. But yeah, no, it's looking very interesting. But I think the thing about brushstroke stuff is still just the fact that it is so clean. Like, even look at those wheels. You look at those wheels and you're just like, that ain't right.
That's like when you go to your mechanic or when you go for servicing. Like, I want the shiny wheels. And then they got the gold whatever, the electro.
Yeah.
The wheels.
So there's an update on it next. So here we go.
Look at this. Look at this.
Yes, the egg.
The egg is too small. Is that just all? I'm a bit confused. Yeah, he doesn't usually do like style, so that must all be just one
metallic sheen.
Yeah, the metallic sheet shadow coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Nick say, yeah, that's the alloy wheels in window.
Yes. Down at Bob Jane T Mart. But yeah, it's so ridiculously
clean.
Yeah,
he needs to dirty it up with dust.
Yes, that's what's going to happen to our terrain next.
Ooh.
Right. So next up we have. Speaking
Thomas
of dirties.
What is this?
I love the way that he's done up this basing because this is a set base, right? But the way that he's done it, you wouldn't realize that this is like a set base. Like with this, all of that rock, all of that's built into it. So, but the way that he's done it, with the build up of silt around the those various areas, looks absolutely fantastic. And I love the chip.
I just love how he's done the armor part. I would say definitely this piece. Nick said this is off the hook.
Yes.
Love it.
But yeah, like the thing that I really like about it is right here, where you see how the wear comes through.
Yeah.
So you see the wear on the edges where it should be, and it wears all the way back to the steel, and the steel becomes rusted. So I think that looks absolutely fantastic.
Look at the chipping of the.
Yeah, no, it looks
nice.
good. Yeah. Like you see those faded lines of the scratches that have gone through it.
You can see such a deliberate place the wash to. See how that sort of nice fade.
Yeah, I agree. It's a very nice looking piece. So when I'm looking at it, the only thing that I could probably give criticism, I'll zoom in on this. But like this feels a bit too clean for the rest of the model. So like it's little things like this that can throw people off. So just look out for those sorts of things. Because you take a look at all of the rest of the model and It all sort of fits together. So this is probably burnished and new because it's the hydraulics or whatever it is.
Aw.
But just look out for those different things. Like all of this looks absolutely fantastic. You know, the little scrolling along here is interesting. All of that sort of thing. But so just recognize that when you do those sorts of things, that some of the times you are making a rod for your own back. For example, these missiles don't feel like they're highlighted at all in any way.
Yeah.
And they should have at least like maybe sheen lines or something like that. So if you're going to go all the way, in my opinion, you go all the way. So you do, for example, the sheen lines on that to sort of show that highlight.
I would disagree a little bit because of, you know, missiles, real missiles is quite like a map that they use. So I feel like quite realistic.
All right, well, let's take a look. So I got this one. Take a look at reference. So you see how it's got that little bit of sheen there, but that is not an actual. But we will.
Tree. Not gonna get much.
Probably.
That looks like a real missile.
Okay, so you see that sheen line along there? That's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. Yeah. So just stuff like that. So yeah, I think it looks really good. The only thing that I would give criticism on this is that there is, you know, some things that feel out of place. That's the only thing that I would say negative about this, because I think all of it looks absolutely fantastic. He absolutely nailed the basing, and as you guys know, I'm a big basing fan.
Yeah.
So I think that you've done really well, mate.
Shall we move on to the
Yeah,
next
we shall
guy?
move on. It's me.
Nick has something to say.
Oh,
So both points stand, I think. It should be volumetrically highlighted, but not weathered, in my opinion.
yeah, no, not weathered. I agree. So no, the missiles shouldn't be weathered. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to go to that level of detail on the rest of the model, when something isn't within that same level of detail, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It feels off, it throws you, and it takes you out of that feeling of reality, that feeling of verisimilitude. So that's what I'm talking about. So next up is me, which is the Throwback Thursday post. It's Throwback Thursday. Hashtag Throwback Thursday.
You're a hen. Hen now.
Yes. Okay. This is not a throwback, but a new back. Back to the new stuff. Anyway, if you post your throwbacks if you want to, but let us know. What
of the terrain
we
are making next week.
I is English.
English.
I make it English, sir.
What now do? What now?
Yes. Bear then what is it? Bear then bull then bear.
Or
then what do?
Then what?
Why are you not loading, you POS? Come on.
C word.
Alright, so these are the craters. The craters are oh come on.
Oh come on. Oh yeah, there you go. Finally.
So there are the craters all done. I think that they've come up really well. I mean, they don't look that spectacular, but they do exactly what they're meant to do.
I think it looks really good. Honestly, it looks like and once it's all dry, it's got a nice weight, surprisingly, and it just.
Oh yeah, and so here was my bits of graffiti on things.
Damn man.
Oh yeah. Oh, that gets covered a bit with the next stage. But I like.
Graffiti's quite nice.
But see, with these bits of graffiti, a lot of it is just marker pen. Like, what? We're dog.
We're dog.
And freedom fighters. Extreme.
Dog has left.
Yeah, dog has left. He has fruity dyslexia.
Nice. A penguin. We'll see.
Nice. We will take a look at the end. But yeah, so they're pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
To
think
the
once I
side.
added the rubble to this, it looks a lot better. But I'm not sure how much better it was once I added all of the other stuff to it. I wasn't as happy with it. I think this looks great, but unfortunately, it's got a bit of bend to it, so we had to put it on that board. And we always
Mm,
plan to put it on the board, so we will soon see. But yeah, these places do look truly destroyed, don't they?
very destroyed.
But the final step we have yet to do, which is throwing on the powder. All right.
Is it James once again?
Oh, it's James. Did I not load James? Did not load James. Yeah, no, I didn't load James. I apologize, James.
You were not loved enough today.
Apparently. Like
Anyhow,
me.
quick update. We'll hopefully have another update before Friday live stream, so we'll keep this small. So
Okay.
I'm
Do
not,
we have another
I
update,
don't know.
James?
We'll have to take
Let
a
us know.
look. Look, man.
It's such an interesting design choice to just have it be an exposed brain. You hear that?
Yeah, I do.
We check on that?
If you like, but I don't. Maybe a bird, right? No.
Oh, it sounded like a siren to me. But yeah, so I really like the fluoro green. I think that's come up.
I like how he's gotten the zombie hand come up. Like, ugh. All these
But
weird.
But there's another update. So, going to see, I've prepared earlier, guys. I've got this other one over here, which I can have loading while we scroll up. So next up, we've got Larry has a flu.
Larry says, so I got a question. Any y'all use XPS foam? Specifically, can I just prime and paint, or do I need to seal it with Mod Podge or something, then prime and paint? And since I don't want to post without a pick or a whip, here are a couple things I'm trying out. Max Darth Black paint on for something. Hashtag secrete. Whatever that is.
Not secret, but secrete.
Is it secret? What is that? I don't know.
But so yeah, I just said just so long as it's not an aerosol can. I also think some alcoholic ones might bite into it too much and melt it. I'm not 100% sure on that. So yeah, just keep that in mind.
Oh, it would.
Yeah, that's what I did say in the comments there. If you scroll down, yeah. Mod Podge is essentially PVA.
I'm just not really keen on using like the white glue stuff because it'll absorb into the foam and it'll never dry.
No, it will.
It'll ooze out after when you like paint.
No, you're just thinking because of the results we had with the
Like.
No, it's not. All right. Would you like to read out the next one?
Joseph. Not much painting done as I spent the weekend gaming with friends. I actually got 2 games off my shelf of shame. Flashpoint and Forbidden Desert. I have finished his flesh and started working on it. I made life harder for myself. Given it takes just as long to paint identical models as does one, I offered to paint my friend and his son's god tier models that match the ones I'm working on. I now have 6 warbands to paint instead of 3. Next up is priming and airbrush base coating. Then it's back to Frog Dog.
So the only thing I wanted to say was, I'm not sure if this section of this model is YouTube friendly.
Oh, okay.
You know, like I look at it and I just think, but there is one thing. So right here, this join along here, that seam is very apparent. So you might want to clean that up. But other than that, it's looking good. It's looking truly monstrous still. But yeah, it's a good lot of progress, and I'm glad to hear that you're getting some games in. All right, shall we move on?
Oh yes, James's update has arrived.
His update has arrived.
His update has arrived, everybody.
Oh, okay, great.
Another quick update. Brain. Thanks WAYPN for the tip about painting the brain. I know it's a lot of green, I am trying to keep the official costume colors. Got some yellow and violet highlights to next. Any ideas what color the rocks should be? I am undecided.
I'd probably just go for a straight grey because you've got a warm neutral with the hand. Would you work, machine? Thank you. Okay, so what I recommended was some thin down blood for the blood god. I'd probably go over the brain with a bit of pink still, and then so what I do for that kind of thing is I'll thin blood for the blood god with airbrush mix medium. So you can mix it with contrast medium, just so long as it's not lamium medium. Yeah, but yeah, it's looking pretty good. It's coming good, but I think maybe just some highlights with pink would look really good.
Yeah.
I want to know, James, what are you going to do with the pustules here? Are you going to leave them as just warts, or are you going to do something more? I suggest that you could go with a off-color yellow.
Yeah.
I think that would make it pop a bit more. But yeah, I'd say just straight grey for the rocks, and the reason is because you've got a really warm color with the hand, and that would help contrast fluoro green, which is actually ironically cold.
Oh yeah.
So I think, yeah, that would come together well. But I think that's about all we can add on that one. Is there something that you want to add to this one?
Not really, I don't think.
Oh.
I guess my only feedback would be like I feel the being used for the zombie version of this guy's name? Mysterio. Like his outfit could be a little bit more desaturated, I feel. About that.
Okay.
But other than that,
I think he wanted to use the exact same colors
I
for
know.
both.
I just feel like it could just be a bit more deep because it just feels too or as the zombie version.
Yeah.
Okay. So next is Larry.
Larry has a flu.
Oh, you gotta read this one.
Alright, so. So here is the throwback. All done in scale 75 artist inks as an experiment. Never got around to basing as I had no idea what to do at the time or how. Did it a couple of years ago. Far from the top notch, but I love the colors.
Yeah.
He's got the Cesar Romero face though, because like it almost looks like he's got a mustache there. You know how Cesar Romero.
I don't know who that is.
Oh.
I don't know a lot of people.
Yes, that's true. You don't know a lot of people.
Don't know a lot of things, man.
But yeah, I think it's come up well. I do feel like there needs to be more highlights in it.
You think? I feel like the highlights.
Well, see, no, look, it's sheen from the light. See how it's all where the light's hitting, sort of thing. Yeah. I don't think, it's not natural highlights, yeah. But I think if you were going to do that, I'd do a little printout of Batman Strikes Again on a bit of newspaper and do some cobblestone or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, like that's probably how I'd go. But I've prepared.
You prepared?
Yes. So I have been loading this. Things have been happening.
Oh yes, it's still loading.
I just love that it's always like this.
Problem.
It is always a problem. So there we go. Also, what did people think of Joker Laugh?
I thought it was...
You have to think that because
I did ask you to do it because I said.
All right, so An update on the terrain, almost done. So we've got the woods here. The biggest thing with this whole project is it's not hard. It's really not hard. It's just dry time. And we've had some really, really cold weather. And the other thing is filming it has been taking up too much time. But this is very, very close to done now. So after this, we're just going to be putting on some of the... we're going to do up the steel. We're going to do up the rust. Then we're going to put on the powder, which will just be called again.
What weathering does? No. Pigment powders?
Not pigment powders. What's tile grout?
Tile grout.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're just going to be doing that one next. This is pretty much how it's turned out. I hope you guys like it. But yeah, it's that's how it's come along. I just got to do a few little bit of extra things over here because it hasn't quite all come through. But then, these
the barricades were so easy.
Yeah, they were.
It's just cork on a stick.
Essentially, yeah, it's just cork on a stick, and there you go. There's some barricades.
Nick thinks it's very grammy.
Thank you. And there's the start of the ruin.
Look at such a clean, beautiful ruin. And then we'll ruin it.
Yes, we'll ruin the ruin.
Ruin the ruin.
And some people asked for the
posted.
All right, so I think we're going to be doing James's. Okay, so if you guys haven't posted, this is the last one. So would you like to read out James's post, please?
Yes! Just in time for the live stream.
Nice.
Very happy with how they are looking. Once I get the rocks painted, I can put the finishing touches onto them. I've tried to put the paints I have been using to help.
I think that the way he sort of did the welting blood around the hand of the zombie that's coming. Elderflower, interesting. So I'll just show that there. See how he's done that?
Yeah.
I think that's come up well.
Very nice.
But I'd still really like to see them pushed a bit because I think that'd really look good.
So he's used a bit of the elderflower to create saw effect.
I'm not sure how he's done it. I think the elderflower is
the highlight.
Yeah, that's what I do believe. I think the highlights come up pretty nice. It's a bit thick along here. But I think along here it's come along quite nice. I think you just need to thin it a bit and just go over some of these areas to help blend it. That's the only thing I would say, but come a long way.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it.
Oh.
Right, I'm going to do one final load, people.
One push the button.
One push the button.
The button.
Got to push the button.
Box.
All right. That looks like it's it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so if you've got your final comments, say them now or hold them forevermore. So, I think that's about it. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Of course, keep those brushes wet. Bye-bye.
You're welcome, Nick. Bye-bye.